Just today, we've gotten even more information about the upcoming 1.0 update into Hypixel Skyblock, which will be the biggest update that we've ever seen. In today's thread, they talked about some massive changes to some of the core mechanics of this game, like a brand new rework to how dungeons work and how the party finder works, a new rework to how slayers work during the year, completely removing the necessity for fairy souls, and adding in a core mechanic into the game so you can dye armor. But real fast, before we do get into this video, if this video does end up helping you out, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps out so much more than you think, and you can always unsubscribe later if I start making trash videos. We also have a channel Discord server, so if you've seen any other videos by me and you want to learn what my mod pack or my resource packs are, please do consider joining. The link will be in the description. Like always, there will always be timestamps in the time bar down below if you'd like to skip to any part of this video that intrigues you more. But if you're here for the actual video, let's get straight into it. One of the big upcoming changes to this update that'll intrigue most players is the upcoming dungeons rework. This is going to rework not only how secrets work in dungeons, but also the party finder as well. We don't have too much information on the party finder, but essentially what they want to do is make it so it automatically pairs everybody up with people of a similar level to them. This avoids all the confusion and can get people who are solo queuing quick into dungeons parties. Not only are they changing the party finder, but they're also changing how secrets work as well. They're now making it so now you only need to find 60% of all the secrets to get all of the score, which now literally means you're only going to need to find 60% of all secrets, making S+ run significantly faster. Not only this, but they're also making it so for every percent you get over 60, which means if you get the rest of the 40% after 60, you will get half a percent of catacombs XP for every single secret you get over 60%. This isn't huge, but it still does leave an incentive to get all the secrets in the dungeons. Not only is Hypixel Skyblock doing some massive changes to dungeons, but they're also doing some pretty significant changes to slayers as well. This update isn't currently set in stone because it does have some huge implications for upcoming slayers, but essentially the idea is every time you do a slayer now, it will now get progressively harder and harder, which means if I do a revenant tier 5, the next revenant tier 5 I'll do will be a certain percent harder. Likely not that much, it'll only be probably about 0.1% harder, but it'll do more damage and likely have more health as well. But there'll also be some slight rewards to it as well, like you'll get more slayer XP and have a better chance to get rare drops if you're able to complete the harder slayer bosses. This isn't completely exponential though, and it resets every Hypixel Skyblock year, meaning that if the revenants ever get too hard for me to do, all I have to do is wait 3 days for the next year to start and they'll completely reset to how they are normally. This is pretty confusing and hard to explain, so I do recommend checking out the forums. The link will be in the description if you'd like to check it out. It will end up leaving some really interesting changes for slayer bosses though in the upcoming future. Another pretty big upcoming change to Hypixel Skyblock is they're going to be completely removing the necessity for fairy souls. Essentially what they're going to be doing is making it so fairy souls no longer give you any stats. Instead, now what it's going to be doing is every time you get a fairy soul, it's going to be adding to your Hypixel Skyblock level, making it so you can unlock more content in the game by doing fairy souls. Fairy souls are a very cool thing, but the issue with them right now is that every single player essentially has to do them, and it does end up stopping a lot of new players from enjoying the game because a lot of new players don't want to look up YouTube videos to find every single fairy soul. They're going to be completely removing the necessity for them, and they will no longer be nearly as important as they used to be. Rest in peace, Time Dio. Right now, we've got some smaller changes for the game, but one of the big things that they plan on adding is going to be a new system for dyeing armor. Right now, there's no way to dye armor, and there used to be some glitches in the past regarding fairy armor and crystal as well that made it so you were able to dye your armor. I put on my snazzy shark scale armor right here to show you my white dyed boots that you used to be able to get in the game. Now you're unable to, but they're going to be adding in a system which allows you to dye them. They put in one example of a drop like this, and they said that you could drop a specific dye called Celeste dye dropped by ruined wolves. I'm sure these dyes won't be ridiculously rare, and you can just end up buying them on the AH, but it is still a really cool change for those of us who want to dye our armors and look a little bit more unique. And one of the final significant changes coming into the game is going to be a brand new museum system. This is going to be a brand new building in the hub, which is going to be called the museum, and any player in the game is going to be able to put certain items in there so you can visit other players' museums. This means if you have some really cool items like exclusive items like ancient elevators or creative mines, you can actually put them in your museum for other people to visit. The items will likely be hanging up or be displayed for other people to look at, and you can do this with weapons, rare items, and obviously armors as well. And the other really cool thing about the museum is you can put stuff in the museum without having to get rid of it, meaning if you put a cool set set of armor in the museum, you can continue to use it in game. The only issue with it is if you ever put anything in the museum, you're no longer able to sell it. This means, for example, if you had a creative mind that was worth a lot of money, maybe you don't want to put it in the museum quite yet, if for whatever reason you'd want to sell that. Overall, this is one of the coolest segments of the thread we've seen coming into Hypixel Skyblock, and it's a bunch of really significant quality of life changes that I'm really excited to see. The dungeons changes and the Slayer changes seem extremely cool. If you'd like to learn more about this update, there is going to be a link in the description where the thread is posted, and you can learn more about some of the changes. I didn't actually list all of them here, only the significant ones. If you did enjoy the video, like always, consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps out so much, and join the Discord. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.